Hey, shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishop, the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to you, fellow brothers, pushing out this word. In truth and sincerity, your brother Chnak, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. All right, shalom to the Lord's elect. This is going to be a quick video this morning. I meant to get to a video last night, but you know how things go. So I want to get it done first thing in the morning. And this is just I had a precept in mind. I have a video here. I mean, there's so many videos we can we can literally play videos until we're blue in the face. All right, but we are definitely in the time of the end. We're in the time of prophecy, and we've been saying this from our apostle, elder bishops, elders on down. Okay, how these things are going to speed up, and ultimately we've been faithful. Okay, the Most High has been faithful and true, and saying what He said, doing what He said He would do. Okay, let me bring out a precept before we start this video. Isaiah. I think it's 46 actually. Isaiah 46. Okay, yep, there we go. Isaiah 46:10 declaring, and I want to say this too. You have certain people that throw around, biblical scriptures. They'll even throw around Armageddon, even particular leaders, and they'll say particular things, and they'll talk about prophecies, but they don't understand the prophecies. Okay, they miss when it comes to actually end time biblical prophecy. Okay, we understand how things are going to go down. Now we can't tell you, okay, on this date that's going to happen, on this date this is going to happen. No, but we, as the scriptures say, measure thou the time diligently in itself. So we understand that we are in this time because everything is lining up. Okay, the prophets are out. Okay, the prophecy of the MOTB is here. Okay, famines are coming. All right, droughts, extreme weather events, everything, uproars of the people, wars, rumors of wars. Okay, this is Isaiah 46:10, and these things have been spoken about before it actually happened. Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. And the crazy thing about it is, we're telling the elites what's going to happen. We're telling the whole world what's going to happen, and they can't stop it. Okay, that's the power. That's the power of the Lord. Let me get Isaiah 55. Okay, that's the power of the Lord. Okay. Yep. Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the things whereto I sent it. So we are 100% confident that, all right, the end is here, and everything that the Most High said He would do are destroying the wicked. Every last one of the wicked, okay, here in America are going to be destroyed. The elect are only ones that's going to be delivered here in America. You're going to have a major death all around the world. The elites, they're going to escape. All right, just to go into hardcore bondage. Give me a second, just drinking my morning tea. The elites are going into hardcore bondage. All right, World War III it's been started. Remember Revelation 11 and 14. It says the second woe is past, and the third woe cometh quickly. Just within a couple of days, things have escalated to a whole nother level. And Lord's will, later on, if I get time, Lord's will, I'm gonna put the lesson together. But pretty much everything that's happening, them going to Iran, the missiles are nuclear missiles are not about to fly. Okay, there could be some strategic, low grade nuclear missile maybe fly somewhere, but it's not the end. All right, what's going on is the acceleration of the global collapse. And it's going to be blamed on Iran. It's going to be blamed on Russia. Okay, it's going to be blamed on proxy groups. It's going to be blamed on, what's it called? Sleeper cells. They're already pushing a sleeper cell. They said the dude that shot so many people, that was a sleeper cell. We've been telling you from our apostles, elder bishops, elders on down that these things would happen. And our people are clueless when it comes to prophecy. Okay, this world is clueless when it comes to prophecy because they're not the prophets. They can say particular things. They can understand certain things. A lot of them are watching our videos and adding it to their rhetoric, but they don't truly understand what these things actually mean. Okay, so the other day it was only 2 soldiers that were killed. Now it's 4 soldiers. So you're going to see a gradual increase every day of so-called U.S. soldiers being killed, and then they're going to and the draft is going to come. But more than likely, what's going to happen is there's going to be an influx of so-called terrorist attacks here in the United States, and it's going to be blamed on the Iranians, and then they're going to try to throw the Israelites in there too. Maybe a big super attack to galvanize and have them give them the excuse to send in ground troops in Iran. We know ultimately that Russia is going to back up Iran. All right, so we're really actually in exciting times. A time to, we've always been talking about locking in, but a time to lock in. Okay, this world is done, man. Esau's world is done, but before his world is done, he's going to throw a tantrum. Revelation 12:12. The nations, the Most High is putting the spirit on the nations to go to war. Joel the 3rd chapter. Everything that we've been saying. The title of this video, I didn't say it. The title of this video is, "In the end it shall speak and not lie." Okay, referencing Habakkuk the 2nd chapter. We'll bring that out. But let me play some of this video. It's not a long video, okay?
An alternative war powers resolution as the Senate gears up for a vote today. The new proposal.
Well, hold on. The Senate didn't vote to do the military action in Iran. So it's all games. Okay, it's a big stage. All right, they're taking you people for a ride.
Resolution would call for an end to military operations in Iran within 30 days, unless Congress can provide authorization for the use of military force.
Unless Congress didn't approve the military action. Now, why would they need to approve the extension of the military action? You see your face right there. Well, she kind of she looking pretty good, but she gonna be taken out. Okay, all these women gonna be taken out. You take that when that Isaiah 32:9, all the makeup's coming off. You are gonna see her true face, all the weave. This might be her real hair. She might be like Dominican or something like that, Puerto Rican. But if it's not, it could be a weave too. This could be her real hair. But let me stop. This is not what it's. Let me stop.
All this as the fighting intensifies overseas. Israel ramping up attacks overnight on Tehran, targeting Iranian missile launchers and weapons factories. Eyewitness News reporter Phil Tate, live outside the United Nations.
And you see there's a lot of Jakes that are, on TV as newscasters.
With the very latest. Phil?
Yeah, Peter, Shirley, good morning. As the war with Iran enters a 5th day, we're learning new information about the ongoing operations, including the identification.
Okay, and that's what I wanted to say. There's actually, when you go on the other side, when you go on the other side of media, there's been way more U.S. soldiers killed. They're always going to suppress the numbers, always. But there's reported hundreds of U.S. soldiers that have been killed. There's been also F-35s. Fighter jets that have been downed, enemy prisoners of war have been captured. Okay, Israel is being bombed like crazy. We're in that time, man. We're in that time. Oh, and again, this is going to accelerate the economic collapse. We're getting ready to see these people suffer. And you women, get ready to be bow down. Put it like that. Bow down or get thrown out there to the wolves. So you better get in order.
American soldiers who had died in the early hours of the war. Meantime, overnight, Israel intensifying their attacks against Lebanon and Iran. A wave of new attacks in the Middle East. U.S. Central Command reveals more than 50,000 U.S. troops are now in the region, up from the 35,000 previously reported.
See, look at that. They're slowly moving troops, and there's more than that, man. There's more than that. All right, second Esdras 15, second Esdras 16. Okay? These prolonged attacks on Iran is going to galvanize the whole world to go to war. All right, Armageddon.
And now we're seeing the faces of some of the first American casualties of the war in Iran. Captain Cody Cork, Sergeant First Class Nicole Amor, Sergeant First Class Noah Tijens, and Sergeant Declan Cody, all from an Army
and there's way more than that.
Reserve unit in Des Moines, Iowa. They were among 6 Americans killed after an Iranian missile hit a tactical operations center in Kuwait. The U.S. commander in the Middle East now sharing in-depth details about the ongoing U.S. operations.
Many of you may remember the shock and awe strikes of 2003. The first 24 hours of this operation were nearly double the scale. We've already struck nearly 2,000 targets with more than 2,000 munitions.
Iran now escalating attacks on American interests in the region.
And that's the thing. When you had, that shock and awe campaign in Iraq didn't have ballistic missiles. Iraq didn't have the capability that Iran has. So this is a whole another type of war. Okay, and this is asymmetrical. This is not, you shoot a missile, I shoot a missile, we just gonna stand. No. This is guerrilla warfare that the Iranians are doing, and they're being backed by Russia and China militarily. Okay, they have a particular fighter jets and missile defense systems. Okay, but ultimately, the way that things are going to move, okay, this is going to be used to collapse the world economy, because we understand, according to biblical prophecy, and this is what nobody else understands, is that the MOTB is going to, take rise. Okay, digital currencies, digital IDs, okay, are going to take rise through this prolonged war. Okay, it's going to be more than 4 weeks.
An Iranian drone slamming into...
Wait, well, remember when the whole COVID-19 happened, right? They said, we're going to shut down, but it's not going to be for too long. Okay, no, you don't need a mask. That's stupid. The science doesn't prove that you need a mask. Then they say you do need a mask, so that everybody start putting on masks. And then they say, yeah, just a couple of weeks, we'll open up. But then they say, people are not getting, it's spreading so much, so we can't open up. So several years went by until, they allowed the economies to open back up. So they'll lie to you. And you have people that did compilations of how they moved the goalposts. First they said it's 2 weeks, then it was 4 weeks, then it was 6 weeks, right? Then it was 2 months, then it was 3 months, then it was 6 months, right? So we know that he's the father of lies. Okay, let me get Psalms 58 real quick. I'm gonna get this scripture in Habakkuk, and then we're gonna close it and play a little bit more of that video. We're dealing with the wicked here. You got people still planning to go to different countries for vacation here in the States. And what's been happening within the last month, February and now in March, what has been happening is you've seen that you have Americans that have been stuck in different parts of the earth because of war breaking out, and flights have been canceled. So just think, Jake be going to vacations on a budget, and you spend a particular amount of money, all right, for hotels, in that particular land, and you have a particular budget, but then, the flights get canceled. Okay, you have to extend reservations. That's just not cheap. You have to find out where to eat, Then you have to pay your bills back home. It's a heavy inconvenience, and you don't know when you're going to be able to leave. Okay, and war's breaking out. So you're going to have a lot of people that are going to be stuck in these different lands. that the same thing happened in COVID-19. You had individuals that were stuck in China, individuals that were stuck in different parts of the earth that weren't able to come back. Okay. Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So that's all that's in this man. His what he shows you on TV, especially mainstream media, it's nothing but lies.
To the U.S. consulate in Dubai. The U.S. embassy in Jordan also targeted. An Iranian missile even hitting the largest U.S. base in the Middle East, in Qatar. No injuries reported. Now, questions are being raised about the amount of artillery on both sides of the conflict. Military officials say it takes 2 or 3 interceptors to shoot down one ballistic missile. And experts predict Iran has a stockpile of more than 2,000. That's fueling concern that Iran's supply of cheap drones could exhaust the multi-million-dollar interceptor systems of the U.S. and its allies.
Meaning they can't defend what Iran has. Iran's been preparing. Okay, Iran's been preparing, and ultimately this is all theater. Yeah, the nations are fighting against each other. You have the wicked elite in the background. This is not gonna turn nuclear. It could, like I said, it could be some tactical nuclear weapons that could be, shot off. But there's, it's the actual very, very end where all the missiles are going to be released. Remember, you have to have those Arab nations have to turn against America. NATO has to turn against America. Russia has to enter the battle. Okay, and mainly the chip has to come. The chip has to come. Isaiah 4:1 has to come. Okay, famine has to come. We're just in the beginning of sorrows. Read Matthew 24. Read Jeremiah 30:7. Read Daniel the 12th chapter. I mean, many chapters. Second Ezra, the 15th chapter. Second Ezra, 16th chapter. We see all these things ramping up, and you have to ask yourself: have things slowed down, or have they sped up? Oh, you got the false prophets. Oh, you know. Well, all right. Well, that's cool. When the grocery stores are empty, we'll see how much shit you're gonna be talking. Okay. And you brothers, these women gonna be beaten down. They gonna look. You're going to be women going to start staring at you. All of a sudden, you're going to be the cutest guy. You're going to be high value. The scriptures tell you, how the Most High is going to make a man more precious than fine gold. Okay, that's Isaiah the 13th chapter. That's the high value. All the Instagram and looking cute and looks maxing and being over 6 feet, 6 figures. And all them dudes that have that, they still got to worship women. Okay, but that's gonna be the least of our problems. All right, and we're gonna be able to choose the ones we want. Some of you not gonna be chosen. Okay, you're gonna get kicked to the curb because your spirit ain't right.
And later today, the Senate is expected to vote on a war power resolution which would require the removal of U.S. forces not approved by Congress. We are live outside of the United Nations.
So Trump is doing shit without the Congress, without the Senate. He's acting as a king. Okay, and there's no public outcry. Where's all the public outcry? Certain people do videos and stuff like that, there's really no public outcry. Habakkuk 2:3, last verse. For the vision is yet for appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. All right, so the proof is in the pudding. Okay, we are definitely at the end. All right, it's not lying. Okay, shalom to the elect.